So you've probably heard the song before that we sing at Christmas time that goes something like, "We three kings of Orient are," and it talks about how these three kings or wise men came to visit Jesus and gave him gifts. But did you know that these events didn't actually happen at Christmas time? And possibly not for another 2 years after Jesus was born. It talks about this in Matthew chapter 2. Basically, these wise men, maybe even astrologers, looked up in the sky and saw this strange star in the sky that they'd never seen before. And based on their studies, they reasoned that this star would lead them to the Savior that was just born that night. But the thing is, it took them like 2 years to travel to where Jesus was. But the point is, these three kings or wise men or whoever they were didn't give gifts to Jesus the very same night that Jesus was born. It was a while later. And yet they took the time, they spent the energy, they pursued this baby because they wanted to see the Savior. We don't even know what their faith was, and yet they knew that this was significant. God was doing something amazing, and they wanted to be a part of it. So when they finally got to Jesus, maybe up to 2 years later, it says that they worshiped him, and they gave him these costly gifts. So here's the thing. Maybe you don't know much about Jesus. Maybe you don't consider yourself Jewish or Christian or even spiritual at all. But do you at least recognize there's something about Jesus? Jesus is different. He's holy and set apart. And maybe you don't know enough about him just yet to give him your life, but can you at least recognize that there's something different about Jesus? And if you can recognize at least that much, be like these wise men who pursue him, who don't give up on the task just because it's hard. Pursue Jesus, go to him, and when you see him, I think you'll decide to worship him. God invites you to know him through Jesus. So come to know Jesus. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow.